Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I love making this video so much and today is such an interesting topic, so let's talk about it, which is how to stop being insecure. Now I hear no one talk about this. I don't hear anyone talk about how to actually get rid of your insecurities. Like, it's actually crazy. And it's something that I've done that's completely changed my life. So as always, we've got to start with a little bit of a backstory. So, grew up a dancer. I was a dancer for 13 years of my life. And every single time a dance class, I used to stand there with a bunch of girls my age. And I used to compare every single thing about myself to these girls. My height, my appearance, my weight, the way I look, the way I dance, like, if you're a dancer or if you're in any kind of industry that is similar, you know how judgmental the space is. Like, it's fucked. Anyway, every single week at dance class, I would stand in front of a mirror. I would constantly critique my body and the way I looked. And this led me to having such deep-rooted insecurities within myself. A lot of them were physical insecurities. And then as time progressed, became more internal insecurities. And as soon as I got to high school and I met, this whole new group of people, I ended up doing the exact same thing. It was like programmed in my mind. I had programmed myself in my mind to compare myself to everyone else. Not only is this so fucking toxic, it literally shaped the foundation for my insecurities. Like, I was so insecure as a child, as a teenager. I remember getting to high school, I remember hating myself, absolutely hating myself. I hated every single thing about myself. Like, if someone said to me, Melise, tell me 3 things that you like about yourself, I couldn't. I literally, and I remember sitting in front of a mirror and being like, okay, if someone was to ask me 3 things what I like about myself, I would look for things and I'm like, I'd look at something and be like, I don't like that about myself, or that could be different, or this or that. Like, there wasn't anything that I liked about myself. I think the only thing that I could actually think of was my hair colour, that I liked my natural hair colour, which is this brown colour. And I'm now blonde, but I'm not blonde because I'm insecure, I'm blonde because I prefer it that way. But I remember every single friend I had, I would be like, why can't I be like them? This is like my internal dialogue. Why can't I be like them? Why can't I talk like them? Why can't I have friends like them? Like, why doesn't anyone like me? Eventually, I kind of started morphing into my friends and started picking up on their behaviors and their characteristics and their mannerisms, because I thought if I was more like them, that people would like me, because people like them. So if I start being like them, people should like me. I did that for years. I started doing that in primary school, and I did that all throughout high school, because all I wanted to be was accepted, because I grew up feeling like I was never good enough. And yeah, a lot of my deep-rooted insecurities come from being a dancer, and I'm going to share some personal stories in here as well. So one of them is, and something that people still pick out to this day, which is nothing wrong, but my height. So I'm a tall girl. I'm not that tall, I'm 5'7", but I was always taller than everyone in dance class. I was always taller than all of my friends, my family. I'm the same height as my brothers and my dad. It's something that people still notice to this day. I went out on the weekend and someone was like, oh my god, you're so tall. And that used to be a really big insecurity of mine, because all I wanted to be was those petite little fucking 5'2" girls. Like, I just wanted to be small. I wanted to be cute and small like the other girls, because boys preferred girls who were smaller. And I don't know, I feel like maybe there's not a representation of tall girls online, and I feel like being tall for a girl isn't attractive. And as I got older and started dating, this insecurity came up of not wanting to date guys who are smaller than me or the same height as me. And it's carried with me throughout my whole life. Now, honestly, I think I'd actually rather be taller than shorter. And for me as a person and my presence, I couldn't imagine myself being 5 foot. My presence is not short. I do not radiate short vibes. And there is nothing wrong with being short, because I've wanted to be short my whole entire life. But now that I've gotten to a point where I've actually accepted myself, I just feel like even if I was short, it just would not match me as a person. So I think there's nothing wrong with my height. I love my height. I think I have a good height, and it's something that I've had to accept over the years. So anyway, let's talk about rewiring your insecurities. So first thing I'm going to say is that insecurities are just beliefs. And if we know by now that we can rewire our beliefs, we can rewire our insecurities. There have been moments in my life, and think about moments in your life as well, where someone has said something to you and it has just stuck. Someone made a comment, someone made a judgment, someone told you their opinion, and you were like, oh my God, they're so right. And it stuck with you, and it became an insecurity ever since that point. And here's a good example. When I was working in my retail job as a manager, I started as an assistant manager. I had no previous retail experience. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Kind of just winging it, as we all do. Anyway, my area manager sat me down one day and said, Melise, you have no presence. You have no energy presence. When you walk into the store, no one can tell that you're a manager. You know? And she was asking me, she goes, why do you think that is? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. She's like, you know, what is presence? What does presence look like to you? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, and she asked me, she goes, you know, my store manager who's sitting next to me, she goes, why do you think he has presence? Why when you walk into the store, you can tell he's the store manager? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just the way he is. It's just him, his energy, like, you know. And ever since she made that comment, I accepted that as an insecurity. So ever since that comment, I studied, and I still study to this day. I have studied people's presence and what makes your presence stand out and how to build an energy presence. I have literally studied this because she rooted this so deep into my belief system that I thought she was right. She, number one, is not fucking right, and I should have never listened to that. But at that time, because I didn't really know myself and know who I was like, oh my God, she's right. I have no energy presence. So every single day, I started to talk different. I started to act different. I started to wear different clothing. And every person I met, every manager I met, I studied their presence, their mannerisms, the way they spoke, the way they held themselves. And I have studied presence like no one else I've ever fucking known in my life. No one else knows presence the way I know presence. And I'm not really going to get into what is presence because I can make a whole nother video about that. But I studied it because I was so insecure that I didn't look like a manager. And then by the end of my time at my retail job, you could say I looked like a manager, I dressed like a manager, I spoke like a manager, because of this insecurity that I literally went and fucking changed everything about myself to fit this belief from some bitch that I don't even fucking like, that isn't even relevant in my life anymore. But yeah, I changed everything about myself to fit into that belief, to fit into her opinion. Let's backtrack a little bit, right? So the first time I ever rewired my insecurities was probably when I was about, I want to say like 16, 17. I was in high school. I was heavy in my YouTube era. I used to watch YouTube videos religiously, and there was this one certain YouTuber I used to watch, and she uploaded this video and she was talking about insecurities. And what she said in this video literally changed my whole fucking life and my perception on insecurities. And it's something I carry to this day. And again, like when I say people don't teach this, this is what I'm talking about. In that video, she was talking about her insecurities. She pointed them all out. And then she said, for every insecurity that I have, I'm going to tell you 3 things of why I'm grateful for that. And it was physical. It was her arms, it was her legs, it was her boobs, it was her chest, it was her hair, it was her face. Like every single thing she didn't like, she sat there, she looked at it, and she thought of 3 reasons of why she was grateful for it. This, like cognitive restructuring, changed all of my insecurities. And then she said in the video, she goes, I want you to go and do the same. And I went and I did the same thing. And for every insecurity I had, I was like, okay, I hate my legs because they're long, and everyone, you know, being tall, everyone, oh my God, Melise, you're so tall. Oh my God, you've got such long legs. And some people would say it as a compliment. Some people would kind of be disingenuous, or people would make jokes about the way my body looked. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start to do this. So now, coming from a girl who hated every single thing, guys. When I tell you every single thing about my body, I even hated my personality. I hated my personality. You can't even change your personality. You can, but like who you are, like your essence, you can't change that. And I hated that about myself. I hated the way I spoke. I hated the way I treated people. I just hated myself. I hated every single thing physically. I think like I hated, I don't even remember what specifically I hated, but I know I just hated every single thing, and I would pick out every single thing, like my fingers, my fingernails. I have this mole on my face. I don't even know if you can see it because I cover it with my, I don't cover it, but it covers with my makeup. This mole on my face right here, it's a beauty spot. I've had that my whole life. I hated this spot on my face so much that I used to search up remedies on how to get rid of beauty spots. I used to scrub it with like exfoliator and lemon and salt, and I tried everything to get rid of this beauty mark on my face because I thought it made me look so fucking ugly. I thought if I got rid of this mark on my face that I would be pretty. And I lived like this for years, and I remember sitting in the mirror, I remember Googling remedies to get rid of beauty marks because I thought I wasn't beautiful because of this fucking little beauty spot. Oh my god. Until I looked at a family member of mine. I remember sitting at the dinner table with my whole family, and I looked at someone in my family and they had the exact same one. And I was like, oh my god, like, I've never noticed that about them. I never noticed that we have the same beauty mark. And then I looked at their face and I was like, it doesn't make them ugly. Like, that's them, that's their face. Like, that's just the way that they look. And I remember going home, and I even used to fucking auto-tune. I even used to face tune this beauty spot out of my photos. I used to edit my photos, and I used to edit this fucking mark off my face. And I remember there was just a day where I was just like, it's not ugly. Like, it's just a part of me. And ever since that day, I had just accepted that I have this beauty mark on my face and that it doesn't make me ugly. And I don't even know why, but this rewired my whole fucking mind. But anyway, that was something separate. But what I ended up doing was I stood in the mirror, and for everything that I was insecure about, I would tell myself 3 things of why I was grateful for it. And it's something, it's always such a good reminder to have. It's always such a good perspective to have. So let's use my height for an example. So if I don't like how tall I am, okay, what could be 3 reasons of why I could be grateful for how tall I am? Number 1, and these are all very genuine, by the way. So number 1, when I go to concerts, I can see over most people. Like, I can actually see. Like, all my friends I go to concerts with can't see, or like have to stick their phone up so high so that they can see. I can see, I have no problem. Like, I'm not the tallest person in the room, but I have a really good view when I go to concerts because I'm taller than a lot of other people. Supermodels, models in general, are tall. There are modeling agencies that require you to be a certain height, which is 5'8". You know, I'm not even that tall, but like, to be a model, or supermodels, like some of the most beautiful women in the world are fucking tall. I can reach the top shelf. I was literally having this conversation the other day, like, one of the benefits is that I get to date tall guys. I don't have to date the short guys because they're shorter than me. That is a personal preference, but I get to date the taller guys. I think tall people just have presence. This is not coming from my insecurity, but like, taller people just have presence. Like, when someone's tall and they walk in a room, you're like, whoa, you know? When you see someone really tall, you're like, oh my god, they're really tall. You know, like, tall just has a certain presence to it. And as I was saying before, like, I feel like I couldn't be me without my height. I think I just accept myself now. Like, that's just what it is. And this is how you get rid of your insecurities. You just rewire them. Like, my legs, I hated my legs, but why are 3 reasons why I'm grateful for my legs? Because I can fucking walk, I can stand, I can run, I can jump. There's so much to be grateful for in this life that, like, if you genuinely can't change your perspective, I think there is a deeper issue here. But I'm grateful because all these parts of me is what makes me. That's what I'm grateful for. So I don't personally agree when people want to go and do surgeries and procedures to change themselves because of their insecurities, because they're just beliefs. Insecurities are just beliefs, so just change your beliefs. Like, I know so many people that get bullied for their nose. Like, you have a fucking nose you can smell. Like, think of your favorite food that you can smell. How beautiful that smell is. When you walk past a restaurant and you can smell the food, or the flowers, or fucking fresh air. You can breathe. You can be alive because you can breathe through your fucking nose and you're insecure about it. Everything that you have makes you you, and there is only one of you. There's only one. Like, be so fucking grateful for that. Be so grateful. Like, I believe everyone, like, the way that you look is so perfectly crafted that I don't agree with people getting procedures to change it. Because you were born that way for a reason. You were born with those aesthetics, with that body type, with that face shape. Like, that is you. So that's why I don't really agree with procedures and stuff like that, because you're changing who you are because of what someone else thinks, what someone else said. If no one made comments to you, if no one judged you, if no one told you their opinions, then you wouldn't be insecure about them. The only reason you're insecure is because someone told you that you have to be insecure about that. This is literally with everything. If it's only an insecurity because someone's told you that it should be an insecurity. If no one told me, if my area manager hadn't told me that I didn't have presence, then it wouldn't have been an insecurity. Like, that is just fact. It's just fact. So fuck everyone. Fuck everyone. Fuck everyone else. Fuck their opinions and judgments. Because as I've said before, people just project their insecurities onto you. So fuck them. You don't need to listen to them. And if you really want to get rid of your insecurities, go back. Think about every single one of your insecurities, write them down, and figure out where the fuck they come from. Who told you that? I used to have girls in high school grab my hand and be like, oh my god, your hair's so thin, you have like no hair. Again, these people from high school that I don't talk to, that I don't even like, telling me that my hair's thin and I should be insecure about that. What? Like, when you actually think about it, you don't realize how fucking dumb it sounds? A girl from high school that I don't like told me I should be insecure because my hair is thin. Well, she made a condescending joke about my hair. So I got insecure about that it was thin. What? What? No. The real tea is that you just need to accept yourself. Like, that's what it is. You just need to accept yourself for exactly the way you are. Exactly the way you look. Your personality. How you act, how you speak, your voice. Everything about yourself. Like, you literally, once you can accept yourself, then you can start to move on from your insecurities. Once you realize that you can't change it, there's no point obsessing over it. Like, I see so many people obsess over what they look like. And I'm like, you can't change what you look like because it's you. Like, obviously you can lose weight, gain weight, put on makeup, change your hair color, get eyelash extensions, whatever. But at the end of the day, what you look like is you. And you can't fucking change that. So why are you obsessing over something you can't change? You can't change, you can't control it. So just accept it and let it go. I promise you. Like, that is the first step to getting rid of all your physical insecurities. It's just letting go. Now, let's talk about some internal insecurities. Insecurities are your fears, your doubts, the lack of control that you have. The reason why you have internal insecurities is because you don't trust yourself. You don't believe in yourself and you don't know yourself. So what you do is you start to ask everyone else what to do. And this is why you can't be confident. This is why you can't make decisions, because you keep asking everyone else. There's no level of self-trust. And because you don't know yourself, you constantly seek for external opinions and validation to tell you how you should be or how you should act or what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And that is where whole nother level of insecurities is rooted in you. Because if you don't know yourself, if you don't know what you want to do, what you're gonna do is you're gonna look externally. You're gonna ask your parents, you're gonna ask your friends, you're gonna ask your family, you're gonna ask your co-workers, oh, what do you think about this? What do you think about this job? What do you think if I should get this tattoo? Like, you're going to start asking everyone else. And because your beliefs have always been based off of external opinions and comments, you don't have the internal beliefs to build that confidence and trust. If you get offended by what people say to you, if you get offended if someone calls you stupid, ugly, annoying, loud, insecure, whatever. If you get offended, if someone says, ew, that's ugly, you shouldn't do that, ew, you shouldn't wear that, that's so ugly. If you get offended by literally anything anyone says, the only reason you get offended is because a part of you believes that to be true. And this is the whole thing of insecurities, right? It's because of what you believe. So if there's a part of you that believes it to be true, then yeah, you're insecure about that. I'm going to use the example of social media. If you want to start posting on social media and you're scared because you're scared of what people are going to think, you're scared because you don't know what your friends are going to say about you, you're scared because your coworkers are going to see it, your boss is going to see it, and someone sees it that you know, someone sees your content that you know, and they say, oh my god, Rebecca's video is so cringe. And you're going to see that, and that is going to hurt you. You're going to cry, you're going to think, oh my god, what am I doing? I should delete the video, I shouldn't have done that. That's going to hurt you, that's going to upset you, that's going to offend you. Because there is a part of you that believes that your video is cringe. But if you don't believe that your videos are cringe or that you're cringe, it's not going to hurt you. This is it. This is literally the fucking key. If you don't believe it to be true, then it can't hurt you. That is it. That is the code. That is the code to insecurity. So if you want to not be insecure, externally or internally, start looking at what you fucking believe. What you actually believe about yourself. Or when you have conversations, when people make comments, people make judgments to you, catch that inner dialogue. What's the inner dialogue that you're saying to yourself? And every time that you get offended, write it down. Why did that hurt me? Why did that upset me? Because a part of you believes it to be true. If you want the exact formula I use to change my whole belief system, comment your Instagram handle and I will literally fucking send it to you. Because the method that I used literally changed my whole self-concept and identity and insecurities. It changed everything. So if you're interested, comment that down below, comment your Instagram down below, and I will literally fucking send it to you for free because it changed my life. What you believe about yourself is what your insecurities are. This is it. Like, if you know yourself, you can't be affected. People only have power over you because you let them, because you don't know yourself, because you believe what they're saying. That is how people have control over you. That's how you are easily manipulated. If you have manipulative people or toxic people in your life that know how to manipulate you in the way that you feel, that is why they have control and that's why they have power over you. Because you believe what they're saying. Your words can't hurt me because I know what is true about myself. I know what I believe about myself. That's why people don't have control over me. People can't make me insecure. And if I do get insecure about something, I know there is an old belief there that I'm still feeding into. So figure out what that belief is and fuck it off. Like, it's literally that simple. It's all about rewiring your beliefs and your thoughts. Like, that is it. That is the key to not being insecure. I can fucking say this with my chest because coming from someone, as I said before, who used to hate themselves, hate every single thing about themselves, to now, I don't give a fuck what I look like. Like, there is not one part of me that is like, oh, I'm insecure about that. No, I am not insecure about anything physically at all, and I don't let it stop me. If you can't change, just accept. Like that, if you follow that principle, I promise you, there is nothing that you can be insecure about. If you know yourself, if you know what you stand for, if you know what you believe about yourself, about your life, people have no power over you. People have no hold over you. Someone could say absolutely anything they want to me. They could say absolute fucking rubbish. Doesn't affect me. Doesn't affect me because I know who I am. I know my beliefs. And I'm not insecure. And if you have a belief that you're insecure, that's just a belief. Who told you that you're insecure? It all comes down to your external experiences that you have. And if there is someone in your life that makes you feel insecure about something, fuck them. Fuck them off. They do not belong in your life. You do not need to be hanging around people who make you feel insecure, who make condescending jokes, who laugh at you in front of other people, who pick out your insecurities in front of other people. Fuck them. Fuck them off. And honestly, guys, just get out of your own fucking way. Just get out of your way. Here's something I'm gonna leave you with. And again, like, I really need this to sink into your brain. No one knows what your insecurities are. No one knows what your insecurities are. No one knows. So if no one knows, no one cares. No one looks at you and picks out your insecurities. No one does that. So if no one knows and no one cares, why do you care? I say this all the time to people. Why do you care? Because most of the time you're just worried about what other people are thinking of you, but they don't even know. They don't even know, so why do you care? If you go out in public and you hate the way that you look, you hate the way your clothes fit, you hate your legs, you hate your cellulite, whatever, no one knows that. No one fucking cares. Like, that is it. Let it go. Well, you can't change, except let it go. No one cares. No one knows. So if no one knows, I just don't understand why people just get so caught up in their head about absolute fucking rubbish. It's rubbish. Insecurities are rubbish. They do nothing for you. They just feed your negative self-talk. So get rid of them. Get rid of them. I promise you, get rid of them. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the video at this. Again, every topic I talk about, I could sit here for fucking years and talk about it, but don't want you to be sitting here for too long. Again, I hope you have learned some valuable information. And I promise you, if you genuinely do this and stick to this and believe in the new story, you will not be insecure anymore. I promise you. Why? Because I've fucking done it. I've done it. That 13-year-old version of me who hated everything about herself, if she was to see me now, she'd be in shock. She'd be like, what the fuck? Like, there's no fucking way that you actually like yourself. That you like the way that you look. Like, in shock. Like, she would not fucking believe it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave the video here. I hope you learned something valuable. Learn it, take it away. If you want my belief system rewiring workbook, comment your Instagram and I will send it to you. Or it's also available in the link in my bio from my free masterclass. That's where you can download it. Other than that, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for watching my video of me screaming at you, just not being insecure. I will see you all in my next video. Bye!